my dear Libras, this is your love and spirituality reading for the month of July 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Cancer season, so happy birthday to all Cancers out there. And this is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising sign, and I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And for this reading, I used the 78 Tarot Mythical by 78 Tarot Global Art Collaboration Limited Edition. Yes, and it was voted winner in the semi-final against 3 other 78 Tarot decks, and it also won the final against the Celtic Dragon Tarot. I had so many beautiful decks to choose from this time, and I couldn't make up my mind which one to use at my channel. So I am truly grateful for all the help with choosing this magical deck. If this is not your personal favorite, I expect you to be honorable and acknowledge that the vote is over and that this deck won. So bless your heart, everyone, and thank you for the love in all shapes and forms. So now I'll start shuffling your cards, and when I open the deck here, I see the Lovers together with the 7 of Wands. So it seems like someone might have had a little bit difficult times in their love relationship, and might feel a little bit broody, like everyone is against them. Here we have the Mob, and this is, I guess, the Beast in The Beauty and the Beast. So it might be that you feel that people are not on your side, that they are working against you, or that you need to stand up in front of stiff competition, or against people that have an alternative worldview, or maybe an alternative view on relationships, or what it is that they want to give to you in a relationship, or what they want you to give. Okay, so I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the High Priest together with the 7 of Wands. So it's an awful lot of boundaries here. The High Priest, she's watching the entrance to paradise. Her paradise garden, she doesn't let just whomever through. And the 7 of Wands is kind of a little bit like the door bouncer, like the person that stands here and see to that this whole mob doesn't come through the door there. So it's like your guard is up, or someone's guard is up. Might be the person you are dealing with, or you that is a little bit protective of yourself right now and your boundaries. Yeah, okay. So this is Pisces also, and this is Mars in Leo. A little bit warrior energy there. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have the Wheel of Fortune with the 7 of Wands. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's the karmic wheel. Okay, so it shows over a duration of time human beings will evolve by going in circles that will turn into spirals. So we go in circle until we learn a certain thing. And here it seems that you're learning about boundaries, where you end and another person begins, when you should say yes, when you should say no, what you can allow other people to do, what you can't allow them to do. And in this fairy tale that's depicted on this this card is an Asian story about fox transformation, their transformation into human beings. And in the transformation, when they are still a fox with a tail here, but they are a human being, and they have a time when they eat and devour humans, and especially human hearts, so kind of being a heartbreaker. So you might be wanting to protect yourself against those heartbreakers, and maybe you have learned from difficult experience how to keep such a people out from your door, how to not invite them in so that they can hurt you. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have Temperance together with the 7 of Wands. So Temperance shows that there needs to be some kind of exchange if we are to learn. If we just stay guarded, and don't do this kind of mix between different people with different opinions. We can't learn, we won't evolve. So that's just a little bit warning there. And here we have this creature here is a centaur, like half of it, and an angel half of it. So it's rather extreme differences. The centaur is lustful, sexual, wants to take control, follow their passion. If they want you, they want to have you, they chase you, they grab you, okay? And the angel is there to help, to guide, and to be altruistic and not selfish at all, and maybe not particularly sexual. So it's very different energies. But this shows the mix between these two energies, both inside a person, but also in the outside world, the exchange with the outside world. And it shows that this, what's happening here with these dualities mixing, is we are becoming wiser, and the butterflies is showing transformation. This is also the second card for love in Major Arcana. So it might be that we are super attracted to someone that kind of doesn't agree with us, or wants to shuffle us off the top of the hill, or like take away our security in some way. This way we can feel about strangers, that a stranger can come and, you know, take over my place. I don't know that person, I can't trust that person. But well, we'll see what this is about. Maybe you have been forced to alienate certain people because they don't seem to understand you or understand your ways. So 6 elements, and here we have a King of Pentacles together with the 3 of Cups. So it might be that an earth sign has been maybe in some way betraying you. It seems like they had a good time. They seem to be open and social, and be able to, you know, socialize with a lot of people and gain popularity and things like this. But maybe you saw it as a betrayal, or what they did was a betrayal in your eyes. Okay, 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. So I want my dear Libras to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So the King of Coins deck together with 3 of Cups. It looks very familiar, like a situation where people really agree with each other. The 3 of Cups, these girls there, they were totally in tune with each other. They were also kind of nude, so they didn't shelter themselves. The King of Pentacles, however, he had armor, but he still seemed friendly enough. So I'm trying to figure out what that energy was in the midst of it all. First we had this brooding energy, and then we had this like, I just want love, I just want to be friends, I just want to include you in my family, like a very playful energy suddenly. So it might be that you just want to offer something really sweet and simple and loving to someone, but they keep their guard up and they don't let you into their paradise garden because they think that you have like a secret agenda or something, but that's not the truth. Okay. Or you might be thinking this about someone. So I will just tune in for a few seconds to you, Libra, and the energy of your reading, or your situation better. So Libra, maybe someone has asked you to come out and play with them. Maybe an earth sign or water sign. Or maybe you have asked this to someone that's kind of broody and a little bit like the beast in the fairy tale of Beauty and the Beast. Like angry, seeing the bad in all people, not being trustworthy, therefore also being depicted like the beast in this story. Okay, so this is your future, Libra, and this is your now there, and this is your past. And in the past we have a Knight of Cups, so someone has done an attempt of offering love in this situation. The Knight of Cups is a little bit fluid with their love. It's not the most stable creature. They love, they hate, they love, they hate, because it's a young energy. It's not so stable just yet. And they might have been through things that has colored their way of action, because we learn from our mistakes and we try to adapt and change our ways. But sometimes we can do it in a way that become a little bit like we think we know what we will have, and therefore we can't be really ourselves, so we can't really be authentic or grown up or adult or cool about something, because we think that we will get what we got before, so we become a little bit of baby about it. But anyways, this is someone being romantically interested in you, or it might be a job offering, or an offering of any sort, offering of friendship or something new. So beautiful. And this is in the now. And here we have a Knight of Pentacles. So we have the Water Knight, and here we have the Earth Knight. That's the feminine knights. Okay, knights are usually very fiery and effective. They get things done. With both of these knights, I feel a little bit insecurities, like we are on enchanted territory. We don't really know what we are doing, but we feel we need to do something, because we want to have something. There's something we want to have manifested, and it's like an inner longing that might turn very fiery and passionate and even selfish at times. But it wants to lead to something. So it's very clear that there's a person that has they want something very eagerly. Okay, so we'll see. And this is the different levels. The Knight of Cups, it was the level for you in the past. The Knight of Pentacles is the level for you now, as yourself or a person presented in your life. And this is the level for the future. And here we have a Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is younger than the Knight's energy, but the Knight felt they were insecure. They wanted something, but they were wobbling like this, not knowing if they would be protected, maybe, if they did the thing they wanted to do. But the Page of Wands is a little bit like the Fool. They don't really care if they are protected or not. They just want to do this thing, and they feel kind of called by God, so it must be meant like this. So they just skippity scoop down the lane and do the things that they wanted to do. So here the worry seems to be over. So it might be that you have 1, 2, 3 different suitors. One of them might be more serious, like the King of Pentacles, and 2 might be a little bit withdrawn, while 1 is more oriented towards taking action. This Page of Wands. Also the Page of the Knight of Cups can take action. The Knight of Pentacles is usually more like watching you or from afar and trying to figure out if this is the right thing. They don't like to do things like try things out and realize it was a mistake and try something else out. They want to only do the thing that's going to last a lifetime. So when you have the Knight of Pentacles, when they really invest in you, they mean business. The Knight of Cups, however, they might mean business that day or that week or that month, but something like a small little thing can throw them off and make them want to withdraw, because they are also easily to feel hurt or offended. Okay. So, and here in the past we have the Chariot. It came in the same position for some of the earlier signs. I don't remember which one, but maybe I don't remember. Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius is the one I did the last, so some of them. So you might be dealing with one of these signs, because when the card comes in the same position, it usually shows some kind of connection. So the Chariot, this is Persephone. She has been kidnapped by Hades to live in the netherworld, but her mother, Demeter, got very upset. So Hades and the mother did a deal, which made Persephone being able to be on the Earth's surface half of the year when we have summer and spring, and then she go down to Hades in the fall and the winter when nature is asleep. So this is kind of a legendary explanation for the seasoning, but it shows a person's journey from this childlike kind of very innocent stage until the time when we grow up and we need to start to face facts. So Persephone going down in the netherworld and marrying Hades, she sees the underbelly of the world. She sees not only the things that her parents choose to show her so she will feel safe in the world, she starts to see the truth, okay, about things. So it shows that your journey isn't the most easiest one. You are on a very spiritual journey, and it's going to be tough and challenging, but it's also going to make you grow, and it's going to make you start to see the truth about things and face a lot of things that might have been kept away from you, maybe to shelter you or to protect you in some way. But now you're eager and curious and mature enough to want to have the truth, the whole truth. So help you God, okay? And next card here is the Nine of Wands. So it shows that this journey you are on so bravely, and we can see her hip here, how she's posing herself. She's strong, she's a survivor. A little bit of her face is kind of gone, and she's not particularly worried about that. The stag horns also shows like pridefulness. We are proud of ourselves, we have good self-esteem. And here we can see the change of posture in this little fox girl. Nine of Wands, then we have been to the netherworld and we take up a lot of strength from there, but we have also been very challenged. So we are like battled, we have battled a lot, and we can start to get suspicious. We start to put up boundaries towards people, keep them on an arm's length distance. I know what you are about, I know what you're going to do. So first we were like Persephone in very early ages, before she became, this is almost like a depiction of Hel. She's half like death and half alive, black and white, one goddess from European mythology. Here she has been to the netherworld. She comes up and she is seasoned, okay? She's not like this young Persephone that didn't know anything and was sheltered from the world. Here she has seen the truth, and it has made her scared. So a person like this can easily hurt others in the same way they self got hurt, because they think it doesn't matter so much when it comes from them. When they say no, keep yourself on a distance, or don't come near me, or I can't trust you, or things like that, and they think it's kind of sweet a little bit, because they just show how wounded they are, and the other person will come and comfort them and kind of chase them maybe a little bit. But what's really happening is that they are alienating other people and hurting them by alienating them, by pushing them away, but making them feeling left out in the cold. So someone might be doing this to you, or it's just you feeling very challenged, okay? And here we have the Hierophant. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the King of Pentacles we saw. So this is someone that's a little bit more serious. They want serious stuff, okay? It's no more kids games. I have been through hell and back. I did the mistake to shunt people away, but now I don't want to do that anymore. So this person wants to be able to connect with other people. The Hierophant, it's the tribe, it's traditions, it's marriaging, it's commitment, families, things we do for one another to keep the civilization going and keep the village intact and protect each other. So we can see these two elderly men. They are bowing to this young man here. Again, I've forgotten the name. what is it called? Chimera. It's kind of a chimera, but really not. But these centaurs, they are different species in one species, like mermaids and other animals. So this is, it's not an angel in this depiction, it's just a horse and a man. And usually they are, as I described before, very sexual, very passionate, a go-grabber. But here this person, this entity, has kind of domesticated themselves and tempered themselves to become a spiritual leader. So I think someone has really go to something tough and then become very educated. It's almost like we can see this with criminal people sometimes. They return to their society and help other people or kids to not become criminals. So it's kind of this turn I'm seeing here. So next here is the Seven of Pentacles. So this is starting to get a little bit strange. The Seven of Pentacles, it's Gaia, this card. It's about Gaia. She takes her time. She doesn't just create things on your order. She needs the seasons, okay? She needs to rest in the winter, so she has strength in the spring to, you know, start the race with creating a lot of things in the world. And in summer, she's in full bloom, and in the fall, you can harvest. And then she goes into hibernation and winter again. And she has a wall around her neck. It's a piece of jewelry, but it looks like a wall, and it's trees here also. So it's something that she don't want to say. Something that she wants, but she don't want to say. And she doesn't want to say it in front of her tribe or her family. So it's something that's a little bit peculiar that's going on here. Here we see we are full of life. The gray people, they are here. And they are kind of bowing to this or conforming to this. But it seems like it's not really what they want, okay? I see a person being very split, but it's because they're going through different stages. This is very young, this is a little bit older, even older, kind of deciding, okay, I will go with my tribe. But then it's some part of them that's not really loud or not really like fully vivid or not standing in their power. It's bowing, it's not active or alive. It's like you're procrastinating something, or someone is procrastinating something. And they don't want to tell us what, because they have a wall around their neck. So the throat chakra is blocked. And here we have the Hermit. So it gets peculiar, more and more peculiar. So the Hermit, we have Taurus here. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, and this is Virgo. So this is the Hermit. It looks like a magician, but it's actually a vampire. And the vampire is a person that's very passionate, much like the centaur there. But they have also withdrawn, and they live in the shadows of the night. And they come, when they can't help themselves, they want this thing so badly, the harvest, that they go to the humans and suck the lifeblood out of people. So it's almost like the fox story, where a person go around breaking people's heart. So it seems like you're dealing with some tricky entity, a person that has gone through hell and back, and it's like they found a way, like rules for them to live by, but it wasn't really the truth. They were held back. Some of their parts were held back, and they became almost like a vampire. So I'm thinking you might have been dealing with some kind of energy thief, a person that acts like they don't care. They're following codes and rules of society, but they're also hiding a big part of themselves, still the shadow. It's like they never worked through their shadow here in their younger age. Usually we go through our adolescence and we make rebellion towards our original family, and that if we are supported in that, we will become a grown-up. But it seems like this person tried to do a rebellion, but was immediately going back into the tribe, like the family, and maybe weren't able to do the revolution. They kept the revolution silent, so now they are a creature of the night. It might be a person like still in the closet, doesn't tell people what they really are about, because they want to be loved, they want to be accepted, so they keep a secret. This is a serious secret keeping, okay? It might also be a person that doesn't like their passions, so they have hide it, but when you hide something, it becomes a shadow, you become a creature of the night, and you kind of hold it back, and then it comes out like really ugly. Like people living in celibacy, becoming pedophiles, or people working with, say, serial killers, and to prevent more killings, but they actually have the mind of the serial killer, and that's why they can do their job so well. So that's a good way to use it. Some other thing I can see here, well, it's when you might have an aversion, for example, against your femininity, which seems to be the case here, since she is kind of locked up. So you don't show your femininity, you just show your masculinity. And the femininity comes out at night, or it comes out, or it might come out as hatred towards women, because you don't want to be feminine for some reason. It's kind of obvious because the society has been kind of putting men on a pedestal as good people, and females are a little bit sub-creatures. That's not how it is, of course, but it's how our society wanted us to believe that it was. And this have made people not wanting to maybe identify with their feminine side. So it can come out like this, like hatred towards women, or it can come out as like shadows. And it doesn't have to be like these ugly things that I talked about, extremes. It can be just for example, you always want to be nice. You want to be a nice person. You want to be a part of the tribe. So you always show this niceness. But in the night, you're a vampire, okay? So you're kind to all the boys. You're charming them, being this nice girl with the eyelids like fluttering like this. Very shy, very beautiful. And then you just go and break their heart when they're least expected. So it can be different scales of things. It can also be a person being very polite, but secretly thinking that the person that stands before them is an asshole, but they don't tell them. So it can be smaller and bigger things. But it's definitely someone here have problems with their identity, okay? They have big problems with their identity. They don't know who they are supposed to be, and they are truly not themselves. They are Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde, or Mr. Hyde, and they are kind of fluctuating between being different people. They can also be different people with different groups of people. They are like this with their parents, they are like this with their friends, they are like this with their partners, like this with their animals. So it's a person that hasn't really found themselves. So to deal with a person like this, if this is what you're doing, it's very difficult, because you don't really know them. You don't really know who they are. It might be this shy girl. She hasn't really spoken, or this shy boy never said, you know, an evil word. And you put your image on them. This is who you think they are. And they keep quiet, and they keep like their head down. So you can continue projecting this image on them. But when you hear them speak, like truly speak up about something 15 years later into your marriage, you realize that you don't know them at all. So it's these kind of situations. I don't know what situation you are in, but I'm just reading the cards. Okay. Here we have the now. And in this stage, we have the Taurus energy here. We have Taurus there, and Virgo there. The Chariot is Cancer, Sagittarius. You can see the staghorn there, Sagittarius. Okay, and we have the High Priestess, which is Pisces, coming underneath the Chariot. So this is a very feminine energy here, about the feminine road. The feminine has been very held back and not been able to express its full self. The High Priestess is depicted here as Isis. Her first model was Ishtar, and Ishtar can also be seen as Lilith. So Lilith was the first woman. It was Adam's first wife, but she wanted to ride on top in the lovemaking, and he couldn't handle this equalness because it made him intimidated. It was not that he needed her to be subordinate. It was just that he felt intimidated. He felt like something was missing within him when he couldn't be on top and be the man. He wanted to have this certain expression of him to be useful and, you know, and know things and take charge. And when Lilith took charge like this, she intimidated him, and he got very worried. And she wasn't particularly worried at all. She's much like these girls in these pictures. So she just got really upset with him, or kind of tired of him. So she went to the desert, never to be heard or seen from again. And it's said that she was the mother then to all the demonic children by Lucifer, Luxfer, the Pharaoh. Okay, it's I am the morning and evening star. I am Pharaoh, Luxfer. Okay, so that's Lucifer. Our stories are so mixed up, but they are truly interesting to read all these myths and see how they are connected. So this is a part of the femininity that hasn't really presented itself. It's like it has given up. It's still as strong, but it just didn't want to take the fight because it seemed like their opponent wasn't ready. Okay, it wasn't ready to understand them, wasn't on their level. Adam needed God to Jehovah to speak with the divine. Lilith, she is connected through her body. Every human are connected through her body. Every animal on the planet is connected through Gaia. The Egyptians, they saw that animals were more connected to Gaia, to the earth, than what they were. So they put gods here, animals there, humans there. It was because we fell out of paradise. This is the gateway to paradise. So we fell out of paradise. We lost the connection with the divine. And so we got a little bit dumbstruck and we don't know things. The crocodiles knows when the Nile is going to overflow. So they lay their eggs on different levels. The birds know when it's time to move. The animals know when it's going to be an earthquake, long before human beings knows it, even with their most delicate equipment. So the feminine side of you has always been connected, but the masculine side wanted to have a chance, you know, to find their way without this divine connection. It's like a child that wants to go out in the world without their mother. When 3 years old, if we have been like supported by our mother, we want to start to do explorations. We want to do it without her. She is she knows everything we know, but we need to learn it too. Okay, so we go out in the world without her, and this is what humanity did. We went out in the world without Gaia, and we needed to find the connection to ourselves. We need to find out things for ourselves. So it's like human evolution. But your divine side has always been connected. But it might be that there's one person here being very, very super connected to their divine side, their intuition. They know everything, and they just have a lot of patience with this person here that is on this deep excavation. They don't know about their past. They don't know about their shadow. Lilith could see Adam's insecurities, and it kind of repelled her. She didn't want a guy like that didn't know as much as she did, that needed to have certain roles to validate himself. She didn't need that. So she felt that he was not an equal partner to her, and she just bye-bye. But here, it might be that these energies has come together again, and now this person needs to have some patience with this partner, like finding it out. I'm not saying that you need to tolerate this behavior. I'm just saying that humanity has gone like two different separate ways, and now we are back into union, and it makes it hard. So we are supposed to come back. It's not easy. Okay, and I don't think she is too happy about it. This might also be two different sides to one person. And we need to acknowledge all our different personality traits so that they can be included in one person. So we can be centered and not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or super cool one day, over dramatic the next day, and know our shit one day and acting like all with projections and drama next day. So we need to become one with ourselves. Yeah, and here we have the Sun card, and it comes underneath Nine of Wands, which is Sun's rays, but that have burned a little bit too brightly maybe. Just because it burns doesn't mean you are going to die. So Nine of Wands together with the Sun card, it seems like trial by fire, going through something real tough, like being baked in God's great oven and becoming holy bread to be sacrificed, kind of illuminated, become aware and awake and enlightened. So it's not an easy thing, and it can hurt like hell. Pain is usually a great medicine for human evolution. When you feel pain, it's you digesting experiences and changing yourself on DNA level to infiltrate these experiences in every cell, like writing your book of wisdom, storing things in your Akasha Chronicles. So this is a person that sees and knows things that they don't want to know, kind of. Because the High Priestess is good on keeping secrets. Here we have also secret keepers. And the Sun, it just wants everything out in the open. It's like two quarrels between maybe a married couple. We have both the High Priestess and the High Priest, the Hierophant. So maybe it's time to take the quarrel down to the village and let the villager decide. You know, the one with the the one that chased after the beast there in the Seven of Wands. Oh yeah, okay, Ten of Swords. Yes, just because it burns doesn't mean you're going to die. We're seeing the Sun here in the background. So this is really tricky. I will take Oracle card to understand why the Hierophant and the Sun makes this kind of number on you or the person you're dealing with. Innocence. Okay, so I think this is, we are still talking about Adam. He's this 3-year-old. He has gone away without his mother, and he starts to feel like he's lost in the world, even though he kind of had his shit together here. He was both illuminated, in tune with his feminine side. He was, he had society behind him. He knew how to behave socially to be accepted by friends and lovers and family and everything, and still he's not happy. So it's something with this evolution that's going on with Adam. He needed his father, like God, always to tell him what to do, and it's almost like he needs to stand on his own 2 legs here and figure it out for himself. I'm getting this same song. I think you have had it before, so I have tried to stubbornly not tell you, but it's AVICCI and Without You. So it still has relevance to this. So this little person needs to go without their mother to find out like what love is without her and life is without her. And we see this yin and yang symbol here. So they kind of carry her with him in his or her heart, and learning to play an instrument and probably doing it well, like finding out our own talents. And our own talents might be like totally different from what society asked of us. Like we should stay in this, we should stay in our, like how we were conformed or how we were educated to be. And here we can't follow that, so it makes us feel like a bad person, or maybe like we won't be loved if I show my true self. Who will love me? So it almost feels like dying here to acknowledge that this is who we are. We acted like we were a person that had, our shit together, and really we are this, we don't know anything. So this is kind of great because you are closer to your soul when you are in this energy than what you are when you think you are on top of the world. When you think you are on top of the world, you have collected like a library of wisdom, and you have built a tower for yourself, and here I am secure and now nothing can happen. But the soul, it always wants to evolve, and this is kind of the seed you were when you came. You came from innocence, you came from light, you came from creativity, and then you were born in this life on earth. It's almost like a boot camp. There was a lot of things asked of you. You had to follow certain rules, and this was what you were, and this was what you wanted to express, and you couldn't because people asked other things of you. So this might be you, or it might be the person you are dealing with that are like this, so you can understand them better, why they are acting so phony at times, because they haven't truly not showed their real self. And I can see that someone kind of sees right through them and might judge them, maybe fairly, maybe unfairly, but they judge them because they are phony. But why they are phony is because they try to fit in, they try to do the right thing. They just didn't know that the right thing was, it was this, okay? The right thing, to be yourself, your honest to God self. Okay, next card, the Lovers underneath the Seven of Pentacles. So now love seems to be when we have yielded, okay, when we yield for the truth here. We thought we owned the truth, but we didn't. It was phony. But when we can admit to the truth, we can come into union, okay? The Lovers is kind of a little bit superficial kind of union, but at least we can acknowledge that if we are like this, we will probably acknowledge who we love and who what we want. This person is passionate. If they love forever. If they can see a person across the room, they don't know them. They just decide, that's my person, I will love them forever. So they're cute like that. And that makes them able to truly connect with people in a very open, innocent and naive kind of way. And I think this person didn't want to be naive. They wanted to know the rules. They wanted to follow the rules, live by the rules. So nothing bad would ever happen. But something bad did happen. I don't know exactly what, but it's some kind of desert situation here. Maybe their female side abandoned them, so they lost their powers. They didn't have their intuition anymore. Or a person abandoned them and said, okay, so you will be single now. Good luck with that. And then truth came. Pain gave truth. Okay, so someone were able to see what was really worth something, and it's this connection with other people, true connection, not played connection or here's my mask, do you like it connection, but true connection from soul to soul. And next card here is the Emperor, and it comes underneath the Hermit. So Adam, of course, this can be Aries. We have Virgo, Gemini, Aries, Leo there, Pisces, Taurus, Cancer, Sagittarius. So the Emperor, this is Odin. Odin was smart, okay? He was a war leader. He was fierce. He was masculine, okay? He has won a lot of wars, killed a lot of people, conquered a lot of land. He's riding here on Sleipnir. It's an Icelandic horse with 8 legs. And but Odin was so much more than just like patriarchy and war and conquer. He also had Hugin and Mumin, which is thought and memory. So he can remember the past. He can look into the future and calculate what might happen. So it also shows a part of human evolution where we could start remember, we could start planning, we could see backwards, take the knowledge, use it to make a difference in the future, to have a better outcome. So we became maybe a little bit too smart for ourselves. But that's not all what Odin is. He also have one eye, he's blind. He sacrificed that eye into the wisdom well, which is here, to his feminine side. Paradise, the high priestess, the well, the emotions, your intuition. So he did acknowledge his feminine side. He wrote poetry. He was a lover as well. And here he has his two wolves as well. So the Emperor Flash, it's kind of closely also related to Zeus and Enlil. Enlil is Jehovah in the old Sumerian text. That's the pre-runner to the Bible. So Enlil is also a god of war, and he's the guy that Adam, Aries, this is Aries, was seeking his guidance from in the past. There was two gods, Enlil and Enki. Enlil is Jehovah, Enki is Lucifer. He is the, if you have seen the wand with snakes, that's the symbol of Enki. He was kind of the medicine man of the tribe. He could take dirt from underneath his fingernails and create a chimera, like something of something. He could make demons, he could make whatever. He could make mermaids. He made probably horses, maybe dogs from wolves. So what we can see here is a very old battle between in the human mind about different things. Mind, kind of psyche, mind, solving things through logic, like Enlil, the Flash, you know, knowing things, getting epiphanies, being connected in your, like the wires in your brain. Enki, Lucifer, he was more connected to his shamanistic side, to snakes and apples and things like this, to maybe to the earth a little bit more oriented towards the earth and the earth's grid. So he forced the evolution that Enlil didn't want, because he wanted to control. So I think we have two people here, one that wants control, one things as they were, don't want to know about their shadow, don't talk about that. So yeah, okay, it's another song, but I don't know its purpose. It's an old rock song, therapy. Screw that, forget about that. I don't want to know about anything like that. Okay. And this one wants to know about everything. Okay, everything up on the table. Turn and, you know, see it from so many different directions, figuring it out. Not one stone unturned. Okay, not a secret. Scream Ager, that's the song. So it's very two different personalities. One wants to keep things, it's like someone that is conservative with someone that's more liberal. So here's the liberal side that wants, you know, evolution, and the other one that, I don't know if I'm ready for any evolution. I know the things I know today. I don't want to know more. I'm fine. I know how to survive. I know how to fix my problems. I don't need any of that crap. We don't know what's going to happen, because it's partly also because Emperor has a lot of responsibilities. Okay, to keep everyone alive, keep them from sickness and keep them healthy. So he doesn't want to have more responsibilities. Like, don't give me more to think of. It's enough how it is. I don't want to know all those things. I don't want to know all the threats that's out there, all the things I need to take in consideration. My brain is already burning up from the responsibility I already have. Don't give me more. So please, can we stop talking about this? Have you ever heard a man say that? I don't want to talk about it. Oh, okay. So that's your now. It seems feisty, interesting. I think it's someone... love is like gravity, so even if it hurts, this person still wants this union with the High Priestess here, which might be a Taurus, or both Taurus and Emperor is very stubborn, masculine signs. Okay, and here we have the future, so 8 of Wands, so more of the sun's rays here. So I think Lilith Persephone is not particularly satisfied with this background role of just waiting for the epiphany to happen. they want action. Okay, so they're not going to listen to this. I don't want to talk about it. They are going to talk about it. There's nothing holding them back. They have kind of brooded, taking their time, standing in the background, waiting for the male side of themselves, maybe, or the equation can be a feminine person having the male side, doesn't want to talk about it. And here now we are going to talk about it. I don't care about what you say. You will hear the truth from me. So she's a little bit bitchy here. Before she was bitter and angry, but waited. Okay, she had patience. She waited. Like Lilith, she went from Adam maybe for 4,000 or 6,000 years ago. So she's waited a long time. And now she's not waiting anymore. So this is a little bit like the Me Too movement. And when people start to talk about crap they didn't talk about before. So it's coming to the knowledge of the society. So media, you can read it in the papers. People are talking about things that wasn't allowed to talk about before. A lot of different things that have been kept very quiet. For example, what's the reason to 98% of the murders being done by males? That's a thing that hasn't been talked about, and it probably has its reason in all this. Like, if we can't handle something, where do you go with this? What you can't handle? This feminine side is just waiting there, kind of like a little bit all-knowing, but doesn't know the situation here for Adam, so haven't got a clue what it is that he's going to. So she's just looking at him and wondering, so what are your delays? What are you waiting for? What are you doing here? Why are you wasting time? Why are you being so stupid? Okay, so it's things here going on that this girl doesn't know about. We see a big story here. It's a lot of heavy things that has been going through Adam's mind. Okay. Next card is the Five of Wands. So here's the conflict is out in the open. So things are going to be discussed and it's not procrastinated anymore. So someone kept quiet. They had this wall over their throat chakra. Maybe because they didn't want this to happen. Didn't want to hurt people or, you know, point fingers or sprinkle salt in someone's wound. But game on, okay? It's game on here. Eight of Wands, Five of Wands, very action-filled cards. So Five of Wands is stiff competition. I'm not going to yield, you are not going to yield, so we have a conflict. And it's fire, fire, fire here. So I think the divine is on board with this. Five of Wands is like this. We battle things through. And if we are also not always talking, but also listening a little bit, we can learn. And we will learn the other person's point of view, and then we will expand our awareness. So this is magical, but usually not particularly comfortable. Oh, and here we have a Knight of Wands. So the Hierophant in this equation that's hurting real bad also wants something real bad, which is probably the reason to why they are hurting. So pain will be your growth. Pain is giving us human evolution. Pain is making people, if they are comfortable, they don't care about evolving or, you know, trying a new thing or whatever. But if they go without, like the men in Lysistrata, the Peloponnesian War, it's a comedy by Aristophanes, where the ladies were kind of like Lilith, going on a sex strike. So if I'm not on top, I go out in the desert, so bye-bye. It seems like finally this pain has reached Adam, and he thinks, well, I missed that little girl. So where's her body? Where's her mind? Where her, like, presence? Why she's not here? So it's getting this now, okay, 6,000 years later or so. He feels pain for not being in union with her. So I guess he will meet her on the battleground here. They will battle this out. It looks interesting. Yeah, for me it looks like human evolution with all this fire, but of course it can be a war as well. But I don't get that feeling. It's just the imagery might show a war situation, specifically since he has heightened his weapon there and someone is beating the head of another. But this one, it's just, we just see the backside of this. So 8 of Wands is communication, clear communication. But maybe this person is communicating by just showing what they want. In Lysistrata, the women went on a sex strike and it ended the Peloponnesian War, the war between Athens and Sparta. And here we have a 5 of Pentacles, so this is someone feeling left out in the cold. And it's this person, you know, they have been a warrior for so many thousands of years, and they have seen such a horror. How can you ask from this person to open their heart? Do you know what's in there? Do you know how much they have been suffering? The things that they was forced to do to protect the family, the life they have taken, to see the life kind of go out in someone's eyes. So it's a lot of guilt here, a lot of guilt that they don't want to see. So being shunted out like this makes them angry, okay? This is a person being, they get very sad, but then they become angry and defensive as well. So if you don't love me, to hell with you, okay? So this giant is walking away from the fight and doesn't want to solve a thing. So if you want to leave you alone, I leave you alone, okay? So, and the Pentacles is on fire here. So next card, King of Cups. So that's kind of sweet. It's Scorpio, Aries, Virgo. So to hell with you, they say, and they don't go home and feel the love in their heart. So I think this person realized they need to heal themselves first, because every time they open their heart towards you, it hurts, okay? So you might be dealing with a person that every time you get close, they disappear. Every time you get close, they start a fight with you. Every time they are with you and you have a great time, they need to start some kind of drama. They need to be rude or something else. So this is a person that feels it's your fault that they are hurting, because every time they are close to you, it hurts. It hurts, it's pain. But it just shows that every time they are close to you, their heart is opening and the pain comes out. Okay, it feels like this, so it's not a nice feeling. They feel like they are going to die, and it's your fault because it's like they are allergic to you. So every time they are close to you, they feel like that. But here, walking away, trying to solve it here, it seems like in some kind of fire way with, you know, trying to battle it out. This person doesn't want to battle. They want this union and understanding and yeah, okay, I get you. How can we fix this? They don't want to hear, you need to subordinate yourself to me. I still need to be on top. I don't want to hear about that. So then this person gets sad and pissed off and walk away. But wherever they go, there they are. Okay, so, and they're a wise old soul, this person. They have been through hell and back, and they are hurt. And they know that every time you are near, it hurts even more. But when they went away from you again, it seems, there's already been distance here, but when they went away from you again, they feel that wherever they go, there they are. So the hurt is still there, with or without you, it's still there. So they realize that this is something inside of me. I can't blame the outside world. I need to take some responsibility. So that's as far as we have come. I don't see this person really doing this. I just see that there's a great possibility. Like if this more brave side of them can be able to make itself known, and they will think, okay, so screw the pain, okay? I want to be happy. I want to be in love. I don't want to be this broody vampire hermit, okay? I want to be with you. I feel the fiery passion in my loins. I want to be with you. So it's like they are drawn in two different directions. And it has been like this for a very long time, so you can't expect them to change anytime soon. But they will make some kind of attempt here, but it's not successful. But it's going to give them the last piece of the puzzle to understand what it is that's going on here, so they can't stop blaming you at least. Yeah, okay, and remember it can be in reversed. So I will take an oracle card for this. Insight, boring, okay. We have had that before. Yeah, that's better. Imagination, focus, experience, manifestation. I'm sorry, but I just felt off with that card, so it wasn't the right one. 40. Yes, okay. So, additional advice for Libra. Expand your view and therefore your experience of the possible. In the pre-dawn hours of a new day, an individual sits poised on the hilltop beneath the moon, initiating the sacred process of creation. He knows that whatever he wishes to create in the world must first be cultivated within. It's like this King of Cups kind of situation here. Sorry for my throat. It's because it's the wall there. He knows, in the riddles of his even breath and quiet mind, he opens his vision to the sky. Within this one moment of pure connection to Source, a bridge is built between the highest view of what can be and his currently reality, visualization. Visualization is one of the most powerful healing and creative tools available to us. It communicates to the universe what we are seeking and serves as a reflection point and beacon of guidance to know what we must do to achieve it. The card encourages you to include more visualization into your life right now. Amidst the fast pace of change and challenge in life, really fast here, can be very easy to get caught in reaction. Never stopping to cultivate a clear vision of what we truly wish to create is very helpful in these situations. So when we pause on the path, even for a moment, and take time to clarify our intention, we dramatically shift our availability to experience genuine fulfillment on the path. Often beyond our wildest dreams, our thoughts and feelings influence our actions, and so then end up creating our reality. It is time now for you to take control and include more conscious visualization in your life. Consider different aspects of your existence, your vitality, your relationships, your finances, and practice seeing them not as they are now, but as you truly wish them to be. We probably worry a lot, think a lot about how things are and how we don't want them to be like that. To find in our mind a solution to the problem. And that is creating kind of the problem over and over and over again. If you could spend just a little bit of time to think of what you want instead of what you don't want, you would maybe see a different change. It's like with the Nine of Wands here. They are expecting bad things are happening, they feel shunted out. So they expect more bad things happen, and they are shunted out. They expect even more bad things, and even more bad things happen. Yeah, you get it. So visualize yourself in your desired situation as though it is already real. Feel how it feels to be there, what it looks and smells and tastes like. Write about it, draw it, or make a collage. Start thinking and acting as if it has already come to fruition. So this is what needs to be done here in this situation. And what I'm seeing also is, if you can hold the energy of this, you know what you want. And when you don't recognize this as the thing you want, like your suitor of your dreams is finally coming knocking at your door, but they're saying the totally wrong things. Like they are not telling you the things that you have dreamt to hear. It's a good thing to, continue on your path towards your highest dream, instead of trying to stay here and fix this person's mind. You can't fix this person's mind. They need to fix their own mind. Okay. So I think that was kind of the card for this, which seems to be the other person. So I will take a card for you now with the Oracle of the Dragon Fae. This was otherwise Chakra Insight Oracle. So I guess this one, the Green Lady of AVICCI, Scottish. Sorry for my share squeaking. 14. Oh, it opened miraculously on the right page immediately. That saved time. Thank you. The Green Lady of AVICCI speaks. I hereby declare that the future of the planet and its green spaces over which I preside are in your hands, Earthchild. Yes, your hands. Do not deny or defy this, as you have within you all that is needed to create a better place for us all. I now ask you to take a look around at the wild things of your environment and to purposely and purposefully bring to birth the green world again. With each breath out and each breath in, the forest and you keep breathing together. You are breathing in what the tree being no longer need, and what you breathe out, these tree beings take in. Can you not see the perfection of this? Please understand that no matter how small your part may feel, you are indeed in word and in energy a chosen one of the green world. I, who am the secret forest of the heart, know that every small planting you take and make will bring to birth more beings. I am within each forest as its very heart, and my heart grows lighter as you plant the seeds of my forest future. Undertake to create more of this green world today, and know that you and I are one. Though our origins may be vastly separated in time and space, we are one. We live as one and know as one, and this green world is our serenity and bliss on this planet. I love you, and I will remember you and tell your tale to my kin, so we can all be peacefully together again. You are so precious. You are beloved. So it kind of talks about this primordial time when we were in paradise and we were connected to everything. So this card says you can come back there as this situation here. It's a lot of drama in your life. Doesn't seem to be totally because of you, but it's because of some ancient conflict which has led to the destruction of the world as we know it, because a little baby needed to go out and, you know, understand themselves, and hopefully we will not crash and burn because of this, and you are one of them, seeing to that this doesn't happen. You just need to take care of the wildlife, you know, let the wild berries and the wildflowers grow in your garden, invite more bees and butterflies, and, you know, save a tree, chain yourself to it if it's going to be chopped down and you love it with all your heart, things like this. So it seems like you will reconnect with the earth grid, and I think your opponent will too, because we see here the green in these again kind of resonates. So my dear Libras, I hope this helps. This was a difficult read for both you and me, I guess. So if you need more help, look at my channel. Go to the first page of my channel, press the little icon of my Queen of Cups face there, and scroll down just a little bit, and you will see the pick a card psychic readings, and you can choose the one that you feel will answer your questions, and then choose which card to listen to, because then you can get more dimensions to what has been happening here, to understand more fully this story and know what you need to do to fix this situation. And I also want to welcome you back to my August reading that I will perform in the middle of July. I will also do some pick a card readings now and then, so keep an eye out and take really good care, and bye bye.